We start in Aurora tonight, where police are updating us on the investigation after a man is shot and killed by an officer.
Investigators saying the shooting happened after the officer was placed in a dangerous situation. Aurora police admitting many in the community have questions about this shooting.
This incident happened Saturday evening. Your reporter in Aurora, Kelly Worthman, joins us live in Aurora tonight. And Kelly, there is still a lot to look into in this investigation.
Yeah, there's a lot of information here, Michael, including the officers and the investigators still need to talk with the officer involved, the person who shot Rajon Belt Stubblefield. They also need to continue interviewing witnesses, reviewing the evidence that they already have, which includes witness videos and the body-worn camera footage from that officer involved. Now, today, Chief Chamberlain did share some images from that body camera, saying that the full video cannot be released right now because Belt Stubblefield's family hasn't seen it yet. It's also part of the ongoing investigation. And in one of the images, he says it is clear the man did have a gun in his hand. It was behind his back, and then he tossed it as he came into contact with the officer. Chief Chamberlain also sharing a timeline from when the officer first tried stopping the man for an unspecified traffic violation to when he was shot and killed. It all happened within a span of about 3 minutes. Now, in the images the chief shared, as well as video that has been widely posted on social media, you can see the encounter between the officer and that suspect, the man wearing a yellow shirt. Chief Chamberlain says the man's behavior became more and more aggressive. At times, he was saying to the officer, quote, "Are you ready for this? I'm ready for this." As the officer was then pushed into oncoming traffic, a dangerous position, says the chief. That is when the officer shot Belt Stubblefield. Still, we have heard from many people in the community who are questioning why the officer didn't use less lethal force, something like a taser or beanbags, to help de-escalate that situation. Here's what the chief had to say.
When you see an officer that's verbalizing, that is de-escalation. When you see an officer who is getting space away from an individual that is aggressive and proactively charging at him, that is de-escalation. When you see an officer who is struggling to get into his baton, which is a de-escalation tool, but he was unable to get to that tool based upon the aggressive behavior of the suspect charging at him, that is de-escalation. When you see an officer use a punch to try to stop somebody from inciting other people in and around a weapon, that is de-escalation. When you see an officer back out, away, and reposition, or basically retreat into the middle of an intersection, a six-way highway where vehicles are at speeds of 50 miles an hour, that is a de-escalation.
So Chief Chamberlain saying they are working to be as transparent as possible as they can be in this ongoing investigation. He said he cannot release the officer's name at this time, but did say the officer involved here does have other use of force cases as well as some personnel complaints. This, again, is a very early investigation. It's only been 3 days since this happened, but they say that it is under investigation not only internally but externally as well by the 18th Judicial DA's CERT team. So a lot of questions still remain unanswered, and as we get information, we of course will bring it to you here. Reporting live in Aurora, I'm Kelly Worthman, covering Colorado First.
Yeah, Kelly, we know you'll stay on top of the latest for us. Thank you. Kelly, Michael Abeda, and Tori Mason are your reporters in Aurora. They are following this story closely for you. If you have a tip or story idea for them, you can email them at yourreporter@cbs.com.